Previously on Survivor. After a chaotic tribal council, Shane turned to Adam to make a plan against Josie and John.
Now it's like,
Yeah, so now I see where you're coming from, more help.
that's why I
Close,
think
and I
that
know
you and
they're
I need
close,
to work
but-
together.
This led to the creation of a new alliance.
Okay.
I'd be down to work with like us three, but obviously that's not majority.
It's not. I can pull Emily though.
Knowing her back was against the wall, Josie began her idol search.
It insinuated that it's like in the dirt.
Her search was unsuccessful, however, as she was voted out of the tribe, leaving John on the bottom once again. 6 remain. Who will be voted out tonight?
Last tribal went pretty well. It was kind of sad though, I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought I was really nervous. I thought I was gonna go home. I mean, we got out one of John's like closest allies, so I think in the end it helped. It definitely helped me in my game and put me in a better spot.
Okay, so that text from Shane was basically Shane saying, Alexis, I'm getting voted out.
Shane just texted me and said he thinks Adam's voting for him, which sucks because I have definitely not heard this plan yet.
Shane was for sure that he was going home because he's like, Josie flipped on me. Adam is gonna, like, he's like, Adam's on the fence. If Adam flips on me, Josie, John, Adam, and Madison or Emily, whoever the heck are voting Shane out. So about 10-15 minutes before tribal, I'm like, you know what? I'll call Madison. This is now like 15 minutes before the vote. We all met up, me, Alexis, and Shane, and they basically decided that they wanted Josie out. And I was like, all right, whatever, like, I'll go with it. But now, like, looking back on it, it was a stupid decision.
That was by far the worst tribal I have ever experienced. I mean, Carson getting blindsided, it was like oh crap. But at least I still have Adam and Josie. And last tribal went probably the worst way it could have, because I was informed that it was going to be a unanimous vote for Adam, and then they turn around and vote out Josie, which completely screws me over, because now it's like, okay, I lost Josie and I voted for Adam, so I can't work with Adam anymore, or he's not going to trust me the same way that we had been. And it really sucked, because I knew it was kind of Shane that pulled him in, and I was like, and just Shane and Alexis are completely running the show.
I felt really bad, but I felt bad because like afterwards, so after the vote came out and Josie left, and I kind of glanced over, and John was literally just like he looked so pissed and surprised. He was just like glaring at all of us.
But it made me sick to my stomach. After tribal, like, I stormed off. I didn't talk to any of them. I was so pissed because Josie and I had like a very close relationship, but also Josie was very, very close with Alexis. She wanted to go to at least Final 3 with Alexis, and Shane she was willing to go to Final 4 with him, but also Shane is a big threat. Shane is the biggest threat to win the entire game, and like everyone keeps like, I feel like everyone's pretending like we don't know who's on the way to winning the game. Like, no, he's completely running everything. Everyone keeps going back to him. He's super likable. And literally, that was his superlative for the touchy subjects challenge. Like, why are we continuing to pretend like he's not on his way to winning the game? So I didn't really know what to do. So I mentally I thought about just throwing in the towel, and I was like, I'm not going to talk to anyone. They can figure it out themselves if they vote me out, whatever. But then I think it turned into less of like like how can I strategize to survive? For me, it became more of like, it's pissing me off to see Shane and Alexis continue to run circles around everyone, and I want to do everything I can to put a stop to that.
So John texted me earlier today asking to meet up. So we're gonna meet up tomorrow. So I wasn't gonna look for the idol. I really wasn't, because I didn't have a clue, and then I didn't have any of the clues. All I knew was that Alexis said during a tribal that it was near a tree, and I knew from Shane's first clue that it was underground. So I was like, all right, I'll go look for like a couple minutes. I don't know, until I'll just go look for like big like landmark type trees, and then we'll stop. We'll call it a day, because I probably won't find it. But so yeah, went out, and I mean we started like in the Great Lawn, and then walked over within 20 minutes.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my fucking gosh. Oh my fucking god. Well, it changed from the last idol, because I'm not telling anybody about it. Because that was a poor mistake that we're not going to do again. I don't know. I don't regret playing it, because it took a target off my back. Because Shane was trying to vote me. Shane was gunning for me for a long time because of the idol. And that's the biggest reason why I'm not telling him about this one, and why I'm not telling anybody about this one.
So I'm set up very well, because at this point, everybody in the game, except John and Madison, they wouldn't take me anywhere. I think they trust me. They're right not to. They probably shouldn't. They wouldn't take me anywhere, but like at this point, I'm set up very well in this game. Shane has a huge target on his back. I'm sitting right and pretty right behind him, just like chilling.
If I can like make a move against Shane and take him out, because at this point he's kind of just running everything, I would love to do that. But like at this point, I need someone to flip. I need someone to like join me, because at this point everyone's just like, oh, let's do the easy route and just pick off Carson, John, and Adam.
John and Shane have to go. I don't know when, just at some point.
So my plan going on from here is I'm gonna try to find. I might talk to maybe like Madison and like I don't know. I think I want to talk to Madison, get to know her more.
What if I should I take Emily?
And maybe I feel like she would be somebody that I could take to the, even though she's been really good at just flying under the radar.
Huh. I feel like I would have a better shot at beating Emily if I took her.
I'm in the middle. So I have a deciding vote here. And what I think I'm gonna do, because it's the best thing for my game, because I think if I side with Shane, Alexis, and Emily, once they destroy the rest of that alliance, we're gonna be left with that 4, and I think I'm next. I don't know, right now I think the smartest thing for me to do is Shane, but I just have to make sure we have numbers, because if we don't, then it makes no sense for me to vote Shane and out myself from the other alliance.
Interesting. Haven't thought about that one before.
Second row, you can throw yourself up.
Okay.
Yeah, second row on the right side. Second row, just like sit on the desk.
Yay, so far away.
Once again, immunity is up for grabs. John, I'll take it back. Hand it to me. Before we start, Alexis, you're running on your last legs, literally. What's going on?
I had a track meet this weekend and I was people chasing and I had a little bit of a spill, so I'm on crutches for about a week.
Alright. Well, doesn't deter us from doing challenges.
What?
Sorry, like, not going to deter us from doing challenges.
Oh, I might be struggling during challenges.
Well, we'll see if that holds through. Once again, you're going back up for grabs. In this challenge, you will be counting a series of objects to try to come up with a combination to unlock a lock. You will be given a piece of paper with 2 equations. The first equation says will tell you the first 2 numbers. The second equation will tell you the second 2 numbers. Once you think you have it, you come up, try to unlock it. We'll give it to you so you can play around with it or whatever. The first person to unlock it wins immunity. Safe at the vote. 1 and how many shot, Adam? 5. Very good.
Let's go!
Bad math.
Alright. I'll give you a few minutes to get started.
Do we get a calculator?
No.
It's all.
It's addition and subtraction.
There is time you asked me about.
Wait, is this so? Wait, is this
That's
the
a lot
thing?
to ask.
I don't know how to
Is this
subtract
I
on
thought you
paper.
said this was
Okay,
math.
what?
I don't know how to subtract on paper.
Do we
Well,
look like
that's-
math
I'm literally
majors?
not. Okay, so immunity is not for me this week.
Drivers ready? Go!
Oh gosh.
Quietest challenge ever. John Madison, the first one to move out of the range of where we started. John now walking around. Everyone's still counting names. There's only one answer to the combination. Madison walking around. John writing down. Shane. Alexis hopping around. You cannot touch. Okay. Never mind.
You can.
Never mind.
You can touch it.
Madison and John now counting the board. Madison lost. It's all in the room, Madison. Oh, she found it. You think you got it? Come over and try to unlock it.
3, 7, 4, 8.
Let's just counting out numbers. Trying to distract everyone. I'm really blocking Alexis. You're counting. Wow. Final 6, you can tell. Adam. Adam, first one to try the lock. You have one try. Oh, Adam is wrong. You have to touch the wall, Adam, before you do anything. Adam has to recount. Everyone writing down. Alexis is now looking at her paper, pondering, pensive. Alexis is gonna announce that she messes up. Here comes John. See if you can get this right. Shane overlooking. Shane, you in line? Okay, Shane is in line. John is wrong. Has to go back and touch the wall. Here comes Shane. The first equation gives you the first two numbers. The second equation gives you the second two numbers. You have to, Shane, you have to put it in. Are you guessing or are you not?
Oh, first two numbers, got you.
Yeah. Now we're starting with a line. John is back for a second time. Emily, in front of her. Emily frustrated.
I don't know how to subtract.
Madison, oh, Shane is wrong. Touch the wall, Shane. Here comes Emily. Emily is wrong. Everyone getting this wrong. John's back the second time. Shane, right back.
He's guessing at this point.
Shane now guessing. I don't know the computation, but John is wrong again. Second time. John, touch the wall. Oh. Shane trying for a second time. Shane is wrong. Everybody getting this wrong. Alexis and Madison, the only one I've not guessed once.
Alexis is coming.
Alexis hopping over. Come on, Alexis.
That's probably wrong. It's okay.
Alexis gets it wrong. How's subtracting going, Madison?
It's bad.
Madison's struggling. Emily comes over.
Damn.
Emily, wrong again. Gotta touch the wall. Can Alexis get this right? On one leg. Alexis is wrong. Madison tries the first time. Let's see if you can do it, Madison. One try. Madison gets it wrong. Alexis hopping over. Oh, you could have beat her, Shane.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
Good guy, Shane.
You're fine.
Alexis trying.
Nope.
Alexis is wrong. Has to go touch the wall. Here comes Shane. Shane trying. Shane wins immunity.
Let's go.
I shouldn't have gone up to the wall.
Yeah.
I wasn't putting gas on the machine. It's like between two.
What was it?
47.
93.
All right. Shane, come on up.
Yeah,
Oh, no, you
I'm sorry.
Safe at travel council. One if I shall win this game. One would be business. You have this to give to someone, or are you picking?
I think I have to go with Alexis.
All right, Alexis. Guess
forget
what?
you.
Okay, just give
Thank
it her.
you.
Alexis, you can open that in private.
Okay.
That's all I got for you guys. It's City of Tribal. Good work.
Honestly, at this point, I don't think I would love to win a challenge. It'd probably be really helpful because a lot of people, especially early on, I guess, thought I was a threat, like physically or in challenges. I don't know why, man. I haven't won a challenge since the first tribes. Like, I suck at these. My new tribe never won any challenges. I haven't won individual challenges. Oh, I'm perfectly fine with Shane winning immunity. Honestly, I wanted to be one of the four, me, Emily, Adam, or Shane. And I'm really happy he won because then he gave me the clue to the idol, which was really cool. But yeah, no, very good that he won.
Shane winning was the worst case scenario. Because at least Shane, it would have been easy to make an argument for him. And I know Alexis and Shane are like a duo, but even her, I felt like I could go to and make an argument for Shane. So he really, I think that there was a strong likelihood I would have gone home even if he didn't win immunity, just because like clearly Alexis and Shane have everyone like in their talons, but
Just chill tonight. It's awesome. Like,
I really went into the challenge. I was like game time. Like I wanted to win so that I could see them scramble, but didn't work out.
What's really funny is at this point, I think I've gotten, because I keep coming in second, I keep getting all the clues. So if everyone was gonna suspect someone to have the idol, they'd suspect me. Dude, I don't know where it is. I don't know, man. So I don't know. I should probably go look for it. I might.
Shane was so stupid for giving her the idol clue in front of everyone. I'm like, at this point, people are catching on that you two are like a power couple. Like, the least you could have done was give it to Adam.
When we left immunity, Alexis, Shane, and Adam and I just all happened to be walking back to the same place. So they kind of just had like a mutual agreement, like John, and we were all like, yeah, sure.
I know Adam's close with me, so that's why I'm kind of more like in the mindset right now of voting for John.
If I was going to talk to anyone, it would be Shane, Adam, Emily. I would probably talk to Shane separately so we could figure out what we're planning on doing, just regroup. But honestly, at this point, the votes seem kind of set. We don't necessarily need to talk to anybody.
I don't think it should be that complicated, but I can make it complicated, I guess, if I want to. I'm just trying to debate if I want to do that tonight. It's interesting.
Right now, I think it'll be John. Because I can't see him getting the majority of 4. I could see him getting Madison, and if he gets someone else, then I would probably vote with him. but I can't see him getting Emily. And Alexis and Shane, I don't think either of them will flip on each other.
Is at this point, I honestly feel like I could beat them in challenges. Like, I feel confident in myself that for this next challenge, I feel like I can win. Like, and if I don't, like, I don't.
I want me and Shane to go all the way as far as it goes, final 3, final 2, whatever it is. And he won the most likely to, like, most deserving to win right now. So he kind of does have that target on his back, despite the fact that, like, the two of us have played the game pretty much together. We've played very similar games. He's just kind of been the face of that game, and I just kind of sit behind it. I always know what's going on. I tend to be involved in most of the things that are going on.
But then John messaged me and Madison last night, and we met this morning.
I'm gonna go straight to Madison and Emily were my first two. Really, like, Madison and Emily, I don't know whether they realize it or not. From my perception as, and this is something I mentioned to them, from my perception as a potential and very probable member of the jury, they are seen as just following the numbers. They are seen as not having any influence. And I have gathered that from just sort of watching, but also hearing from Josie and Alexis.
And it's like, John brought up some very valid points, and I think he's correct, and he brought some things to my attention that I had not known before. In terms of like, you know, a big threat right now is obvious. I mean, Alexis is a very big threat, which he pointed out, which I knew, but like, you know, Alexis has been, she's kind of like, he said that Alexis and Shane have been working close together, and they're kind of like controlling everything.
Like, Shane and Alexis are completely running the game.
Basically, John thinks that Alexis and Shane need to be split up.
I said this, like, I will never again work with Shane or Alexis. And if I do, I'm going to completely lie.
Like, Alexis kind of like, you know, like the puppet master. And she is, like, you know, with that Josie vote, she managed to go to 3 different groups and sell, like, 3 different lies, like, very well and successfully, because it worked out. Like, you know, she split the votes and everything. She's very smart, and she's good at playing this game.
I've had several conversations with Alexis and Josie, and they basically said, like, the 3 of them were close, and then you were kind of like the vote that they kind of pulled in.
There have been a lot of people lying to me. Most of them are Alexis and Shane. So
the perception is that Madison and Emily are just going along with the numbers, whereas Shane and Alexis are the ones sort of deciding, having all the relationships, and then making the best moves.
It's just John basically appealing to us, saying like, hey, I pretty much know I'm going to go back, or I'm going to go home this time. He's like, but I do want you to know that, you know, Alexis is controlling this, and Alexis has come to me and said to that she just considers both of you numbers, and that she knows you're just gonna go with her, that she just looks at us as numbers.
Like, I told him, like, I'm kind of done with, like, the sneakiness and the strategizing. I said, I'm just gonna lay it all on the table. This is what is being perceived as what's going on with this game.
Whether you guys know, like, think it or not, like, I think you guys are perceived as just following the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Shane and Alexis, between them, they're the ones sort of building the relationships with people and having the most amount of control, but then pulling you guys in order to get the majority every time.
Basically, I think I tried to put it as nicely as possible, but that's how I laid it out to them. And I said that if they want any chance to actually win, they need to sort of break away from Shane and Alexis and stop playing the game according to their agenda, because that's how it's perceived. Madison said several times, she was like, yeah, Shane and Alexis can, like, really sketch me out.
Because every time we've had a plan to vote out Adam, it's changed, like, at the last second.
Because Shane wants to keep him around, because Shane and him are bros.
And then him giving the clue to Alexis just kind of, like, solidified them as, like, this power couple kind of thing.
I actually think it went pretty well, because Emily, like, I did have to sort of work things out with Emily and say, like, okay, like, I know we've had, like, not bad history, but, like, we kind of, like, stopped working together. And then Madison, I said to her, like we have never worked together, but this is the plan.
I think it's safe to say that I'm now distraught.
Okay, so after this morning talking with John, and John definitely gave me a lot to think about. Like, he's really good at, like, kind of trying to talk his way out of it, you know? What were you thinking? Like, do you want to go with John's plan and try to get Alexis?
That makes the most sense. I'm just worried about, like, Adam.
We think that Adam is, like, wrapped around Shane's finger at this point, and I don't know that they'll, like, be able to swing that.
I think it's wild that she thought that, like, we wouldn't, like, all eventually find out.
I have no idea, because I don't know, because like I'll meet with her and we'll come up with a plan together, then we'll go to like other people, but then she goes to other people and so she just has been saying a whole lot of different things. Like I didn't know everything that she'd been saying to John until today.
Yeah, no, neither did I.
About us just being numbers and things like that.
And we figured out that they had a final three with John and Emily and me at the same time, or whatever, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Because I hate like flipping on people, but it's just part of the game.
Right. And we have to like think about like what's best for ourselves.
Yeah. I told Madison I want us to be the final two. But basically that got me thinking of like who we should really take to the end, and I was thinking that I think that like you and I would be a good final two. If you're open to that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I have like no plan at this point now.
Because I just think I have a better chance at going up against her than anybody else.
Well, Madison, as of a couple hours ago, has a final two deal with Emily.
Like, I think if either of us go up against somebody like Shane or, I think if Shane or Alexis make it to the final two, that they would win.
I think that Emily realizes that me and her are in the same boat and we, like, would work really well together.
This is sketchy. Should we like text him and see?
Well, I was gonna wait to see if John meets with him, because I want him to meet with John before I meet with him.
Okay.
Because I don't want to expose that I've been talking to you guys.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. John's gonna talk to Adam, see what he says to him, then I'm gonna meet with Adam to see like what Adam's really thinking.
Okay, and then I met up with Adam. It was funny, the first thing I did when we walked in, I was like,
first I want to apologize for voting for you.
I'm kind of in a different spot right now because I'm not aligned heavily with anybody really, but I feel like I can flip pretty easily to either side.
Basically, Shane and Alexis are running circles around everyone.
Pretty much.
Like
that's what's happening right now.
And I don't know what happened with Josie because we had a final four with them of Shane, Alexis, me, and Josie. And Josie was like completely loyal to them. Yeah, but I'm very much like, I'm pissed at Shane because that's kind of the third time that he's screwed me over.
It's which way I decide to vote with. We'll kind of decide the rest of this game, I think.
I agree.
But at this point, like Alexis is also like running a lot of this stuff. And like the fact that
and
they're
obviously Shane is immune, so
yeah,
I think Alexis is a smart.
Yeah, especially with them like being as close as they are.
Right.
And I know like you and Shane are super close, but like
honestly, like not within the game. Like we voted together one time, and that was like Get Out Jimmy. But
yeah,
I mean,
he came in and he sounded completely on board.
So I'm very much like, if you're on board, like this is my last ditch effort. I'm kind of like,
well, yeah.
If she plays an idol, I'm screwed. So I'm screwed
right,
regardless.
Based off where.
For a long time, I was like, you know what, I'm going to come into Tribal and I'm going to call everyone out. I'm going to be like, Shane and Alexis are making everyone look like idiots. Like, there's no reason that you guys should continue to let them run the game because they're just going to carry you to the end and one of them is going to win. Originally, I was just going to throw it all out there. But since after talking with everyone, they actually do seem pretty on board to vote Alexis. So now I think the strategy is I'm just going to go in and act like super pessimistic and just say like after the last vote, like I got duped, I basically lost 2 close allies, and I really don't have like a strong relationship with anyone else.
Okay, so basically just want to talk to you about what John talked to me about because I don't want to say it in front of Alexis and Shane because no, I'm not saying not willing, I don't want to go against everybody and go with John right now. But he just brought up some good points to think about. I don't know what Alexis is. Has she promised you like final 3 or anything like that? Okay, because she's like talked to me about it, she's talked to Madison about it, she's talked to John about it. John kind of sees her and Shane as like she's gone to him and been like, yeah, Shane and I get together, make up a plan, and then we just go tell the rest and they just go with us.
Which is kind of what's happening.
Yeah, and so they're very like I love both of them, but they are a pretty like dangerous duo that needs to be broken up. He made some very valid points because Alexis is kind of like this like puppet master in this, and like she's gone to like different people and just said that she sees us as numbers.
Yeah.
So, and like I've known that like we need to get rid of Alexis, but in terms of like I know he and Madison are definitely on board to vote for her tonight. But you know, if that's the impression Alexis has of me, then that definitely puts me on the chopping block for going home as soon as like John is gone. You know, I feel like Madison and I are gonna be kind of at the bottom, and you know those Alexis and Shane. I mean, look, Shane gave Alexis the clue when she's already gotten like 3 before. Yeah, so it's just a matter of do we want to get rid of Alexis now, or do we want to get rid of John to get rid of like because he is good at challenges.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think if we take out Alexis, that takes out a lot of Shane's.
Yeah, Shane and Alexis are really tight.
It's kind of like the situation with John and Josie, because they were kind of like a power couple that was kind of making decisions a little bit, but they were kind of swaying people their way. And I think that's exactly what's happening now with Alexis.
Yeah, Madison's 100% on board.
Okay.
Because I know she wants to break them up. Because I'm worried that if we don't get rid of Alexis tonight, that if anybody has the immunity idol, I feel like it's her. She's gotten the most clues, and she has the most recent clue.
Right.
I'm stressed. I'm so conflicted now. There's so much on my mind.
Like from my conversations with them leading up to this vote, I got like very, very good vibes from them. Like I really think like they are well aware that Alexis and Shane are big threats. And so I got very good vibes from them, but then I also got good vibes from Jimmy. I also, before the Carson vote, I got good vibes from Shane, Alexis, and Josie, and then they just barely managed to not vote me out that night, and just blatantly like had the discussion in front of me. So I kind of lost faith in that trust.
We had members of our jury, Carson, Jimmy, and Josie with a bag of popcorn. Last person voted out. Alright, let's start this off. So John, your face of shock as I read the votes has become very common amongst these tribal councils. Are you truly blindsided at every tribal, or is it just for show?
No, Trevor, I'm really shocked quite a bit. When Carson was voted out, I was very shocked, but Josie getting voted out was like, I had no idea that would happen. And I think the worst part was probably after Josie was voted out, like I was the only one that voted with her. So it kind of it felt very hopeless after that. I was like, okay, well, everyone was in the loop except for me, and now I'm going into Final 6 with basically no allies. So.
Shane, we're at Final 6. Does winning immunity at this stage of the game become all that more vital?
Absolutely. I mean, to be safe right now is like amazing. I don't have to worry tonight, and it's just making the game a lot more interesting for me, which is exciting. So.
Alexis, you received the 4th clue to the immunity from Shane. How did that feel?
Oh, it was really good. I really appreciated it. Yeah.
Have you spent any time looking for this idol? Because you received a number of clues.
Fun story, walking around on crutches is a real chore, so no, I have not gone and looked for it. I really did mean to, but then like the weather was bad and I was in my room eating ice cream because I was depressed because I'm wearing a boot.
So Adam, how does the idol factor into these votes since it can only be used 2 more times?
That makes it interesting because it means somebody's got it, they're probably going to play it soon. And there's a couple people here that have more clues than others, so like...
I know, man, I know. It's real pathetic.
So Emily, the past 3 tribals have been blindsides. Do you see this trend continuing?
I mean, at this point, I honestly have no idea what to expect. There's been twists and turns with every single tribal, and I don't really expect that to end, honestly. As much as I would hope that things just go with how you plan them, there always seems to be some sort of little surprise.
John, how likely is it that tonight will be another blindside for you?
I don't know at this point. Honestly, I've been blindsided many times. I've been screwed over. At this point, I'm just kind of expecting things to not go my way. So I've been very pessimistic within the last few days. So my mentality, I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna go with the flow, and just cross my fingers that things go my way. But I'm not optimistic at this point.
So Madison, do you feel the pressure of the end of the game coming down on you as more people get voted out?
Yeah. I mean, like, I told you that I'm now distraught about it. Distraught. I'm getting more and more worried, but it's fine. I'm thriving.
Why are you getting more worried?
Because, like, it's eventually gonna come down to, like, me, like, about to go. Like, as more and more people go, like, I'm one of those choices that's left. If that makes any sense at all.
Shane, how hard is it voting people out at this stage of the game since you know that they're going to join the jury?
It's definitely like something you have to think about. You have to like realize that in the end you don't want everybody on the jury to hate you. But like, I'm trying to think about that next step, you know, like of making sure that like that jury is a jury that somewhat likes me, would really like consider voting for me.
So now that there's 6 of you, does anyone feel like they're on the bottom of this tribe? Well, John. Why do you feel like you're on the bottom?
I could give you a list. No, it really, like, the simple answer is the 2 people that I really felt closest to were Josie and Adam. And the last tribal council, Josie was voted out, and then I was led to believe that the tribe was unanimously voting for Adam, so I went along with it, cast my vote for Adam. So within one sweeping night, I lost 2 allies. So I'm very much like I don't have too many options at this point. So, and I think at this point I'm kind of like the easy vote, and I'm just hoping that people realize that I'm the easy vote and that there are definitely bigger threats here that could get voted out before me. So that's all I'm hoping for.
Emily, could it be that easy that John's the vote here? Is it that simple here?
There's never just an easy answer, as much as you would like that, because again, now that we're close to the end, you are thinking about like who you want to put on the jury, who could potentially vote for you if you make it to the end, or like if you get this person out, who are you going to get to vote with you like the next time you go to tribal? Like you have to think like 2 steps ahead of the game.
All right, and with that, we'll start the vote. Madison, you're up first.
Yay.
Alright. Oh my gosh. I did not think we were doing this tonight, but we are flipping again.
It's nothing personal.
I can't believe I'm actually doing this.
I hope it's you tonight. I'm not going to be optimistic at this point because I've been wrong so many times. So if it goes well, that's for Josie.
I'll go try the votes. If anybody has any immunity item and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Alexis. Adam. 1 vote Alexis, 1 vote Adam. Adam. It's 2 votes Adam, 1 vote Alexis. Alexis. It's 2 votes Alexis, 2 votes Adam. 2 votes left. Alexis. 3 votes Alexis, 2 votes Adam, 1 vote left. 9th person voted out in the 4th member of our jury, Alexis. Alexis, you bring your torch. Alexis. That was spoken. Time for you to go. Well, it seems you guys have perfected the art of the blind side. That's a good thing and a bad thing. Let's head to the challenge. Next time on Survivor, Shane realizes he's now on the bottom.
It was definitely a tough tribal for me. It sucked.
Adam's idol gets exposed,
I can't trust you. Like, how do I know you're not lying about this? But he was saying that Adam has a movie idol.
and the players have a long, long night.
Look, I'm a star.
Okay, so, I mean, that sucks. It happens. Makes sense why Shane was so nervous now, but no, it was a good move. I respect it. I mean, I wish him all the best of luck. We'll see what happens. That'll be very, very interesting. I'm excited to see what they do next.